It is my Friday night, yes. And so, for the last time in the stream block, hello, welcome back. We are ending with Nightcall and with the new story game. And so, let's go. Let's go. Can I back? There we go. Okay. Continue. Continue with the last day of the second case. I don't think I've actually done anything on this one. I have no idea who the suspect is. We are probably gonna get it wrong, quite frankly. But then again. You slept badly. Sometimes you're so tired you can't seem to get any rest. You'd like to understand how that is even possible. You get up quickly, and a few minutes later, you're outside your studio. Night 6. Last night? Oh man. No, we are actually already halfway through, huh? Damn. I did not think we were. Okay. Well, how interesting. How interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna need to drive somewhere towards the center. Walking a dog, an enormous greyhound. I don't know why that is constantly coming up. That is not the middle of the city. He all but trips as he's getting into the back seat, leaving a piece of his jacket stuck in the door as he slams it 10 times too hard. The whole street must have heard it. He tries to keep his calm as he gives you his address. You start driving, but keep an eye on him, you never know. His head lolls, his eyes roll. He rummages through his pockets, looking for his phone, in vain. Hey, buddy, tell me, any chance you've seen my phone? What phone? The one He looks around. What an idiot. I lost it earlier. Not here, at the bar. He starts mumbling, or somewhere. His eyes start to look like slits, or at the bar. He is silent for a minute, trying to remember something. When he starts speaking again, he moans. She's gonna kill me. You turn a corner and he slides towards the door, hitting the window hard. Oh fuck, that hurts. Seriously, man? You okay? Yeah, no, see, my wife. She told me not to come home too late. Made me swear, cross my heart. A whole 9 yards. She's just had a baby. He corrects himself. We just had a baby. But, you know, she is the one who carried it. We didn't have another arrangement there. Find it in the street or anything. He smirks as he imagines the scenario. It's the cutest little baby. But I'm so done spending my nights wiping its ass. So, when my colleagues invited me out, he hiccups. Well, I mean, I said okay. Like, I went with them, right? He shakes his head, disgusted. You gotta help me. You gotta prepare an alibi. An alibi? He nods, sure of himself. Yeah, an alibi. An explanation for where I was tonight and what I did. So she doesn't beat the shit out of me. Your wife beats you? He pauses. Dude, I'm serious, you gotta help me. Sure. Very well. Seriously? He bursts out laughing and attempts to clap his hands together, but misses. Holy shit, awesome. Okay, we first need to start with... He blinks and his eyes close. I'm gonna let him sleep for a few seconds. He struggles to keep his eyes open. Alibi. Everything alright? Yeah, the alibi. We gotta start by answering the main question in this case. He chuckles. I sound like a cop. He shakes his head. The main question in this case is, why didn't I call my wife? That's where we need to begin. What about a work emergency? I work in the movie business for a production company. She would never buy it. Well, I mean, in movies there can be lots of emergencies. Once again, his eyes start to close. His eyelids look like they weigh a ton. His voice sounds perfectly sincere. 5 years of higher education, a 250-page thesis on the Soviet film director. And now I take care of filming permits for Hollywood mega blockbusters. He sighs. There are no work emergencies. Nothing I do matters. He pauses. He appears to have fallen asleep but asks, why didn't I call my wife? You didn't have your phone? Yeah, but I lost it after Your passenger opens his eyes and squeals like a child. That's it! That's it! She doesn't have to know I lost it after putting back a few. You, my friend, are a genius. I wish I could go back. He claps his hands together. Okay, alright. So, how did I lose my phone? Stolen. He looks at you for a second, then claps his hands together. Yeah, I got my phone stolen. Like, I left it on the table at lunch and bam, gone. That's already happened to her, so she can't get on my case about it. He chuckles. Okay, we are good on the phone. But I still need to explain why I didn't call. I mean, she knows I know her number. I'm not sleeping, I swear I'm thinking. He opens his mouth, a little burst escapes. I gotta explain why I went out with my colleagues and couldn't call her. He opens his eyes and suddenly recognizes the street. Oh fuck, we're almost there. Shit, quick, quick, I know. Something happened to me at the bar. That way she will get that it wasn't my fault, right? That I had no choice. Oh shit, I've got it. Blood's drooling a bit. I ran into someone I know in the bar, and we had a few drinks. It was crazy, dear, just crazy. But who? A celebrity? He stares at you. A celebrity? Yes, a star, a singer, an actor. His face lights up. Yeah, not bad. Plus I know exactly who I'm dying to meet. Matilda April. I love her songs and it will be easy to weave the lie. He hides his face. Yeah, I know, it's not very manly. But I love her stuff. I don't know her, so... He smirks. What kind of star are you? Well, at least you didn't went with a mega star. Or maybe he did, and I don't know. Or maybe it is in this fantasy world. Which is the real world. Honey, I couldn't take my eyes off her. She sat down on my table and... He drops his expression. Oh shit, if I say I ran into Matilda, my wife is gonna be jealous. Nah, she knows nothing would have happened. I have to explain it was for professional reasons only. That the meeting was about a movie deal, that we are trying to boost her career. Yeah, that's good. He pauses, closing his eyes. And it makes the lie more credible, right? Who could possibly make up a lie like that, you know? You'd have to be totally stupid. He waves his hands around. Machiavellian. Matilda April it is. Machiavellian. Okay, so we are good. I have my excuse for the phone. I have my excuse for being busy all evening. Now I just need an excuse for staying out so late. That's not enough. No, dude, not at all. I need something more solid, you know? Something that pulls the lie together, man. Lying to your wife is like a magic trick. You can't just saw a lady in half. You have to turn the box too. I mean, the ladies got to think it's funny, like, lol, hilarious, I'm cut in half and I still shake my feet. His eyelids droop. I need a strong finale. Something like, yeah, I need a strong finale. Like, well, something, you know? Looks like he's asleep. We are already there, though. Your driver needed someone to talk to. Some weird guy started following you, an old lady who got mugged. Your driver needed someone to talk to. He opens his eyes wide. Huh? Yeah, you helped out a taxi driver. How? He had some troubles. Needed to talk about it. He stares at you. You often unload your problems to your passengers? You hold his gaze. No. He hesitates and mumbles a few words before speaking up again. I might be able to... Yeah. A taxi driver told me about the screenplay he had written. You often have people tell you about the screenplay they've written? All the time. even though it's not my job. I mean, that binds it nicely together with Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, because there's literally a character with the same thing. Since I work in the movie industry, people always tell me. His face lights up. Dude, you're a sly. Well, you came up with half of it. That's perfect, actually. He leans against the door and puts on a soft voice, all ready to charm his wife. I got in a cab. Made small talk with the driver and, well, he started telling me about the screenplay he's writing. It actually sounded really good, like the kind of thing that could help with my promotion, you see. He pauses. Yeah, that's good. His voice lags, sounds far away. We sat in front of a building for a few minutes. He told me about his life. What a life. He claps. You hear that, man? You hear what a kick-ass screenwriter I'd make? My wife will give me the fucking Palme d'Or for my performance. He imitates the sound of screaming crowd. And the Palme d'Or is awarded to Carlo Ceruti for a lie invented with a super nice taxi driver. He lowers his voice a bit, turning into a TV anchor. This is Carlo's 10th film this year, but it is without a doubt the finest, near perfection. She lit it right up like child's play. He slaps his thigh. You really shouldn't say that. He raises his head to look at you, has no idea what you're talking about. Huh? I mean, if my interpretation of it is your wife deserves better, as like you really shouldn't have such, such big lies. That you're dishing up, like or dishing out. That is something that I would say, but if it means your wife deserves better as like not him, like, oh, you should split up, like as if it is a I don't know, a Reddit relationship advice forum, then no, I wouldn't say that. Say nothing. The passenger looks at you. Hey man, you gotta tell me if my alibi is flaky or not. Okay, come on. He pats his cheek like he's waking himself up. Let me summarize. It all begins with a moving opening scene. One that's already reached cult status. The main character's phone is stolen when he leaves at an outdoor table at a bistro. The kind of terrible mistake most Parisians usually never make. With no way to reach his wife, he normally would have gone straight home. But alas, he was as yet unaware what an amazing encounter the evening would hold. He raises his 3 fingers. The kind of encounter you only have 3 times in a lifetime. Matilda April, his favorite singer. There was something so enchanting about her voice that he lost all notion of time. When the main character notices the time, it's already very late, too late. During a taxi ride home, of course, the driver starts talking about the screenplay he's writing. The plot sounds fascinating, and our main character believes he may have a future success on his hands. So they talk, chat, he listens to what the driver has to say. A wink. They get along amazingly well. He switches back to his regular voice. You know, my friend, it's really not bad. I think she'll go for it. He bursts out laughing. Plus, this kind of stuff actually always happens to me. He taps you on the shoulder. You almost reached the destination. The smug smile on your passenger face annoys you. You park in front of the place. Don't do this to your wife. She deserves better. He watches you with a smirk on his face. Hilarious. Like, it didn't bother you until now. He hands you a bill. Give the change, buddy. He slaps you on the shoulder and gets... I mean, this interaction would have happened no matter what, right? You watch him stagger a bit as he walks away. He disappears into his building. drive away. And all for that? Wait, I needed 1.5 hours for that? Holy fucking shit, dude. And again, there is literally no one. None of my suspects. Absolutely zero. This game is bugged. This is 3 nights in a row. We don't have a single suspect. Out of nowhere, you hear a voice whispering in your ear. This is where I died. Oh god, Ludwig. You brake hard. There's no noise in the cab. Noise outside. A silhouette appears on the back seat of the cab. Its features appear one by one as if drawn with a paintbrush. So much suffering. You squint, a little boy. Would you be so kind as to drive me? Where? Very well, let us drive then. The boy's silhouette flutters for a moment, then disappears entirely. I would have liked to drive Fragonaut, but okay. You hold your breath. On the back seat behind you, the boy slowly reappears. You start driving. 53 Rue de la Grange Orbelay, my friend. You pause, looking at him inquisitively in the rearview mirror. And what is there in the Rue de la Grande Orbelay? He smiles. There is death in its truest form. You see, at night, the streets fill with the spirits of horses. Before my time, they used to be cut into pieces there. They cut their heads off. Swish. He seems quite pleased with his performance. There was mud, like pudding almost. The poorest coming... I mean, 18th century pudding probably looked a little bit different than ours now. There's a... what is it? I mean, there's multiple such channels, but there's one with like medieval times cooking. Townsfolk, something like that. Very nice videos. The poorest coming to glean a piece of meat or a bone to chew on had to trudge through it. Splosh, squish. His silhouette seems to flutter for a second, as if it were to sound a wave of laughter. People came from quite far to steal a chunk of meat, a bit of skin. The abandoned carcasses attracted flies. People gathered the larvae to go fishing in the Seine or in Bondi. The flies drew swallows. Folks came on Sundays to shoot rifles at the flocks of birds. A short pause. Now it is only the rats of the Parisian. I mean, yeah. Ah, God, there's a lot of them, yeah. My mother once took me there to show me the gallows. She told me this was where traitors were sent to die. I nodded and was shocked by the stench of the place. I miss my mother so, you know. Do you miss your mother too? Yes. Is she dead? I don't know. Did she ever take you to see the gallows? He breaks into laughter. I'm being a bother. The little ghost starts speaking in a joyful tone once again. My mother loved taking me for strolls. She pulled me by the arm through all of Paris, stopping in front of the building, a market, a dump. She would say, "See now," I can still hear her voice. "See now, that's how you'll end up if you don't do all of your chores. If you don't learn all your lessons at school. If you don't listen to your father." And she usually gave me a perfunctory smack. His silhouette flutters, as if he were receiving a blow. Stop here. The horses are angry this evening. Something is getting on their nerves. He sighs. His presence is making you feel particularly ill. Well, my mother never understood why I joined the comrades, the commune, the cherries. His silhouette starts to flutter. She thought I was being young and stupid. The fluttering intensifies. You can barely make out the little ghost silhouette. Barricades, dead horses, hanged. His silhouette freezes. He looks over at you. I personally think I'm lucky to have died for something I believe in, rather than to live for nothing. A shiver runs up your spine. Like you. The next minute, the ghost has vanished. His voice still resonates in the cab. Like you. You turn the wheel and put over to collect yourself. You breathe. The little ghost is going to do you in. Yeah, it was the second time already. So, Fragonaut, are you there still? Nope. No, of course not. Of course you're not there. And there's also no suspect, so... Uh-huh. Yeah, not her, please. A fire truck flies down the street in front of you. It looks like a red meteor. I need to get out of here. Sure. You pull up next to a sidewalk, a few meters from the abandoned warehouse. Oh, yeah, no sign of your passengers. Oh, I remember him. He is the secret hero dude. You wait a minute, staring at the meter. You really don't feel like wasting your time on people who... You hear a window break on the second floor of the warehouse. A body falls heavily onto the sidewalk. You lay your hand on the door handle when a man dressed entirely in black jumps out the window and lands on the body. He stands up and takes a few steps to your cab. Are you the cab I ordered? You nod your head very, very slowly. Super. I am the one you're waiting for. Be right there. He turns around, places his fingers on the neck of the inanimate body, takes his pulse. He comes back over, opens the door, and jumps into the back seat. You can start driving. Really, please. You follow orders without a second thought. And back, your passenger smells like sweat and gunpowder. He's been running. Been in a fight, maybe. Probably. Killed a man. His muscles bulge in rhythm with his heart, which is racing. Was that guy okay? Ooh. His husky voice gets higher. Oh, he's fine, don't worry. He was unconscious long before he went out the window. And an ambulance is on the way. So, no worries. You open your eyes a bit wider. He notices. Okay, alright, come on. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. You're on to me, and you know it. And I'm the masked Joker. Silence. You squint to get a closer look at your passenger. The masked Joker. The hero that makes Parisian nights more peaceful. No? Peaceful when he throws people out of windows. He slowly shakes your head. You slowly shake your head. Nope. Doesn't ring a bell. I'm all over Twitter, so probably on the radio and the newspapers, I think. Maybe. Not that I would know. What exactly do you do? I protect people. I'm a guardian. Like a superhero? No, I don't have superpowers. But it's the same idea. Yes, I mean, for the moment I mostly take care of small crooks and pickpockets. It's not very prestigious, but you have to start somewhere. You open your mouth, but nothing worth saying comes out. You've got to start somewhere. So how about the name? You like it? I'm not sure I get it. It's Joker, like a card. And masked because I'm wearing a mask. Silence ensues. Your passenger eventually clears his throat. I think everyone thinks of a Batman villain. See, I wanted something that wasn't too... He searches for the right word, beats around the bush, and eventually comes out with it. Problematic. I did a lot of brainstorming and came up with Masked Joker. I haven't gotten great feedback, but it's hard these days to find a name everyone likes. That is what you're worried about? You have to make sacrifices if you want your core business to succeed. That's what they tell us at school anyway. Oh, at least he's going to school. At school? Yeah. And Hank? He freezes. Shit, I almost gave you a name of my business school. What an idiot. Can you imagine if Bruce Wayne went around telling everyone he was Bruce Wayne? No, Batman. If Batman went around telling everyone he was Bruce Wayne. I am getting all mixed up. He touches his side for a while, like he's looking for a wound. You're getting close to your destination. I think I'm hurt. You want me to take you to a hospital? No, I'm fine. I shouldn't have jumped out the window like that. But you were already coming down the street. I didn't want to make you wait. That is you smile, yeah. I mean, you don't often have passengers jumping out of the second story of a window of a building just to not make you wait. Pull over, right there on the front of the sideway. You obey. I obey. Don't worry, it's just a flesh wound. I'll be home in 2 minutes and I have everything I need to take care of myself. He pays and struggles to get out of the cab. I mean, so you literally told me wait. Okay. One last thing. Please don't say anything about Enkid. I'm trying to lead a double life and it's not super easy. Nod your head. Perfect. I hope to. He doubles over in a coughing spell. See you again sometime. Take care of yourself. I'll be much better soon. No worries. He looks at you for a minute. You're really a classy guy. He walks away limping. You watch him as he tries several times to enter building code before heading inside, finally. As you go to start the engine, you notice a few drops of blood on your finger. From the bills your passenger has handed you. Great, that is definitely exactly the blood that I want in my car. Oh, yeah, nice. So we do get Fragonaut. And like I said, there's just no suspects whatsoever. So, as a last little story, Fragonaut is probably a pretty good one to have. San Luis Hospital, as usual. Yeah, as usual. You recognize the next passenger getting into cab. A cop, a detective. He has a tired look about him, and not just because he's early. His voice drags. The usual place. San Luis Hospital then. You start driving. After a few minutes of silence, your passenger starts humming a tune you do not recognize. In a good mood today? Yeah. I don't know why, but when I woke up this morning, I told myself today was gonna be a good one. There are days like that, you know, when your mind plays, yeah, it's probably my medicine. Sometimes it doesn't take much. A little tune starts dancing through your head, just a few notes. A jingle. He keeps whistling. It's funny. The last time I heard this tune, I was on a case. Not far from here, actually. It must have been about 11 in the morning. The guy knew I didn't go home, so they called me at the bistro downstairs, where I was having myself a glass of white wine. They found 2 bodies, in a fancy Parisian luxury hotel. Took me a few minutes to get there. Fancy molding, gold plating, fur, smelled like orchids. The tune that stuck in my head, that's where I heard it. Someone in the lobby was playing the piano. And that stuck with you? Piano tunes never really stuck with me, you know. Well, I guess if you're on a memorable case, what a story. He sighs. I climbed the stairs, 3rd floor. Crimson carpet all the way down the hall. Thick wallpaper on the walls. Room 337. The hotel manager was standing there frozen, sick to his stomach. That's when you know they are innocent, when they are afraid to look guilty. He started talking, saying stupid things like murderer and serial killer, but I stopped listening as soon as I saw the bodies. King-size bed, thick comforter, white sheets, huge pile of pillows on the ground. He pauses a moment. I never understood why hotels put so many pillows on the bed. You know why? Because it's classy? Weird idea anyway. Just another thing come over from America. He sniffles, takes a second to gather his thoughts before getting back to his story. Anyway, 2 bodies. A man and a woman, about 60 to 65 years old. Their arms around each other. A few spots of blood on the man's pillow. That's what got the manager's attention. He wouldn't leave me alone, a real motor mouth, says you. I told him not to touch anything and to shut up. 2 flutes on the coffee table, and an empty bottle of champagne in a bucket of ice water. Next to the window, a tray, a small jar of caviar, some lukewarm cream and a few blinis. I turned toward the manager and said, double suicide. I brought him into the bathroom and showed him the bathtub. There was dried foam on the edge, some streaks of water on the floor. A double suicide, I said again. In a couple hours, we'll get a call from the kids or grandkids. They'll have gotten in a letter in the mail. One of them, or maybe both, had cancer or some incurable disease. No wonder that sticks with him, because that is literally what he is killing himself about. Or they were just done living, done with this world. I wonder if there's a time progression between the different cases, like from the easiest to medium to hard, and like his case where he killed himself and was the culprit was the middle one, and then in the hard one he does not show up. But I don't think I'm actually on the easy one. I'm not quite sure where I am, quite frankly. I do not remember what I actually took as the second case. Or they were just done living, done with this world, with everyone. They threw their savings into a luxury room, ordered room service, and at midnight they drowned some barbiturates with a bottle of champagne and then went to sleep. He pauses. What about the blood? The blood? Ah, I see you're paying attention. Nothing much to it. The man shaved before getting to bed, cut himself. He smiles. I told the manager what I was thinking. What better way to advertise your hotel? The perfect place to die. Told him he should take an ad out. You pull up in front of the hospital. In back, the policeman is whistling the tune stuck in his head. He pays you. Sometimes I think about doing the same thing. Getting a room, packing myself in. But then I think about all the paperwork a dead body would make for the police. And that is why you actually became the judge, killed people, and then went to Sacré-Cœur to actually off yourself. He smiles at the thought. Have a good day. He gets out of the taxi and enters the hospital. You notice a newspaper in the back seat. Your last passenger must have left it behind, or the one before. Well, the one before, surely not. Well, that was a nice last interaction. Again, there is just no goddamn suspects around. I am never gonna find a suspect. You helped Carlo lie to his wife. You have met Ludwig. I have met Ludwig. I very much know that I have met Ludwig. Also, why are our losses so high? Now you know where the ghost comes from. You have met Xavier. I also know Xavier already. Why are you... Just because it is the first time on this course? Fragonard told you about a crime scene, which he literally always does. A very short, uneventful day here. So then. You take a few minutes to update your board with your new clues. There are none. You're suddenly overcome with the desire to sleep. You close your eyes, press your fingers to your eyelids, and let out a yawn. You take your shoes off before getting to work. Okay, so secret escort clients, Albatross Fire, criminal act. Victim 2 received money to shut up about Albatross. Death by injection of muscle relaxant. Victim surprised by injection. So why is that his? I don't get it. Muscle relaxant disappeared from hospital night after fire. I do not get it. So Christoph is like I literally have no. There are so many clues, so many goddamn clues that I have. I even have one of them taken out, and just like I have nothing that actually is in any way conclusive. So he was everywhere. He is actually my best suspect because he has been everywhere. But then again, so he as a member of the secret escort client, and then Anita is as well. Victim 1 used to work with the mafia. Has been difficult to investigate. Described shark by rivals and friend ruthless, ready for anything. Father was linked to Corsican mafia. Victim 1 used to work with mafia. And then he could have watched them, become a client to them. She hired him, and then she killed him. I don't know why, like, for example, victims surprised by injection. That should be then one for him. So I'm gonna say he was not it. He is the red herring of it. He is just everywhere, yes, but... Grandson died in Albatross Fire. Victim 2 received money to shut up about Albatross. Victim 1 fired from Group Diamante years before Albatross. And Victim 1 used to work with the mafia. So she is a hardcore businesswoman with, with the muscle relaxant. Then she threw me the red herring. The muscle relaxant disappeared. She had someone do that to frame someone else for it. And the victim 1 fired from years before Albatross. It is either this or this. Yeah, I just have nothing. I have nothing. The phone rings. You impulsively take a step back. It's the moment of truth. Hello. Hi. Ice cold. So... She heaves a long sigh. There's no background noise. She must not be at the station. Where are you? For a second you think she's going to tell you, but then somewhere. None of your business. A light clinking noise. Sound of a teacup on a coaster, maybe. I'm listening. What have you got for me? She clears her throat. Her voice sounds louder, more confident. You glance at the wall. The suspects are all lined up. All the evidence. A whole mess of your ideas. Your stomach is in a knot. I don't have to remind you. You cannot get this wrong. I have a meeting in 2 hours with the district attorney and the chief of police. Even the minister of the interior will be in the corner of the room somewhere. Obviously I'm thrilled. Oh, but I certainly don't want to put too much pressure on you. You can almost hear the smirk she must be wearing. You lay the receiver down on the table. Now you have to decide. The game literally told me. Who are we gonna accuse? Wait, is there Pesidex? What is this? You were perfect with Anita. And then I have this guy. You warmed Alexandra up. Alexandra told you about Dan. Okay. Yeah, there's literally nothing. Look at this. What are you... is there... Where's the other dude? See, like, he has more interactions. You have met... I know that I have met him before. What the hell? Milo told you about Africa, Cuba, Poland. Where's the dude? Here. Despite everything, you drove Chris where he was going. You listened to Camille's pitch. You were patient as possible with Camille. Things didn't go so well at first with Camille. I don't know. Literally. Dennis tried to explain why he's not racist. I don't know, dude. None of them actually... Wait, Geraldine. Can I... Geraldine. Where's Geraldine? Where are you? There. You spied on Geraldine. Geraldine liked you. I do not know, dude. I do not know. Is there literally, like... Was one of the more vocal protesters after the Albatross fire. Attacked Anita during a protest. She never pressed charges. She never pressed charges. You pick the phone back up and explain your choice to Lieutenant Boucher. Why? How? The evidence, your sources. She listens without saying a word. When you finish talking, she remains silent for a second too. You sense she is not convinced. Listen, are you sure what you are saying? Because between what you told me this morning and what you are saying now, something's not right. You sure the suspect you want to pursue? You put the phone down. Maybe she's right. You pick the phone back up and explain your choice to Lieutenant very quickly. Too quickly. She cuts you off. Okay. We'll follow this lead. I'm going to see what I can do with all this. That's utter shit. I hope for your sake it's good work. Before you can get a word in edgewise, I'll call you tonight. Try to get some sleep. Hey Cheryl! How are you doing? You caught me on the last stream. Very good, very good. And we are just accusing someone of murder that I have nothing against. There's basically no evidence, but sure, why not? I need to pick someone. I'm back at base. Oh, that means you have time. Oh man, did your holiday already end? That is very sad to hear, I guess. Yeah, no. I hope you made it there well. How long is your... Like, are you going somewhere now, or are you gonna be stationed at base for a while? Because next stream block is gonna be in 2 months. You can probably plan around that. No, I wouldn't. A base for a while. Okay. Positive note. No, she is probably going to... It might be your last night of freedom. She snickers and hangs up. You put the phone down. You might as well be standing in the ice-cold emptiness of outer space. You decide to go to bed, to sleep. Best way to kill time. With a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. You lie down on the sofa bed. Its frame creaks. The events of the day run through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. Your brain is running at full speed. Your body aches and you're in pain. You can tell you need more sleep. You glance at your investigation board. You sigh with when you think that in just a few hours it will all be over. You'll have answers. Pussy will have her arrest. Paris will be peaceful again. But what about you? What will you do? Will it be peaceful? So you finished Nightcall. I'm finishing Nightcall, the second out of 3 cases. But we're not gonna do the third one. Instead, I'm gonna play a new one. We're gonna start a new one. See what it is all about, because that one looks very, very good for... that one looks very good for then the Halloween section of my yearly streams. No, of my stream block the next time, because that always falls at around Halloween, maybe to Halloween. So yeah, I wanna start that to see where it goes, and kind of you close your eyes, you know, see if it is actually having a strong start, so that I can plan whether we want to do that then as our main story game, or whether I have to find another one and just do the other one on the side. Right when you're about to fall asleep, you notice a taste on your tongue. It's very salty, like soy sauce, a tad bitter, very strong. It disappears as quickly as it came. You fall asleep. You open one eye. You had a hard night, restless. You get the impression you aged 5 years in a matter of hours. I'm replaying Mass Effect Legendary. Yes, that is very good. One of the very few very good redos and collections. A few minutes later, you're outside your studio. Like, probably the best way to enjoy the Mass Effect series. I do hate that you need an EA account. You have barely gotten downstairs when you catch sight of Pussy. She's leaning against the door of a cab, eyes wide open, forehead creased. Get in. You obey, it's too early to react. She settles in the back seat, flashes a smile. Good news, you're right. At least the DA thinks your evidence is sufficient. No emotion in her voice. She's giving you the facts, nothing more. We are going to catch the Sandman tonight. She glances at her watch. In about 2 hours, we are going to make him leave his place. She pulls some kind of pen out of her pocket that she puts in the little cubby just above the car stereo. This is a bug. you need a confession, if you feel like it, if you think you can manage. I've seen you and heard you enough to know what you have, that you have a trick, a gift for getting people to talk. Do I? So where are you? Let's hear what my gift of getting people to talk is. So, which part are you on then? And who are you going with? Probably female shepherd, right? Especially when you are when you're at base, obviously. You wouldn't want the others to think you are gay or something. Now always check female shepherd. You have so many possibilities for relationships and same-sex relationships, so then you might as well double the amount of women on the screen. That is what I was always thinking. Well, that is what Shepard is always thinking. At least, that is what the internet says about Shepard. I've seen you and heard you enough to know that you have a trick, a gift for getting people to talk. Our suspect is a dangerous man, a wounded animal. I need someone calm, someone I can trust. He might recognize you. He might think it's a twist of fate. Who knows? She looks away. A little girl and her mother are walking by the cab. Start a conversation. Stay calm. Get him talking. Nothing more. Oh man, I did not actually think about that we'll have to make the arrest as well. Ah, fuck. I'm probably not gonna get to start a new game. We might not even get to it. We might actually end on this, just like we did last time. Last stream block. Okay, and sucking up and tail is nice. Okay, so I'll give you a meeting point. Oh yeah, I know a cosplayer who has done Tiara cosplays, who has worked with Bethesda multiple times, like she also was Lilith for Diablo promo. She has very good cosplays. Very interesting stuff. We'll be there, waiting to grab him before things take a turn for the worse. She sighs. Two teens walk by the cab, and the intense smell of weed fills the cab. Pussy doesn't budge. I know you can do it. If you stick to the plan, nothing can go wrong. Understood. I'm not getting out of it anyways. She gives you a typical smile, like an owner admiring her dog performing a perfect trick. Yep, that I am. I'm off. She lays her hand on the door handle. You pick the suspect up, drive to the meeting point, and you're free. Easy as pie. She gets out of the cab, slams the door, and walks quickly away. Shit. You hit the dashboard, intense pain spreads through your hand. You grab the key and ignition and turn. The motor comes on. Your night is about to begin. Your last night. Definitely my last night. Wait, it is 10. We are starting way early. And again, there's no suspects. For 3 nights, we have been driving around without any suspects. Oh, I think... Nah, I think you're gonna have fun with this one. I think this one is most to your liking out of the suspects that I have here. Carrying a baby in her arms, as you drive by, you realize it's actually a big tomato. Gonna need a taxi soon. You pull up next to the sidewalk in a calm, nondescript alleyway. No sign of your passengers. The cobblestones gleam calmly underneath the street lamps. A cat jumps from one building to another. Two men are fighting in the shadows. You sit up abruptly. Something is shining in the darkness. One of those Japanese sabers just reflected off a street lamp. Oh no, it's the weeps fighting again. You put a hand on the door handle, ready to run. The saber falls to the ground and the sound rings through the alley. One of the two men crumples. The other walks towards your taxi with determination. At the very last minute, just as the door is about to open, you recognize the passenger from before. The one who thinks he's a superhero. We can go. Same address as last time. You are leaving really no clues, no evidence. Yeah, it's the guy that thinks he's a vigilante superhero. Beating up people at night who he thinks are bad people. And he is... Oh my god. There's many NPCs in this game that can annoy me, but yeah, sure, he is definitely... he is definitely a special needs case. Yeah, we all need more vigilantism. That is exactly what Marvel has told me. But instead, he is calling himself the Masked Joker, so he's definitely a DC fan. No, he was called Masked Joker because like the card. He appears to be out of breath, but his voice is calm and poised. What about the other guy? I'll tell you in a minute. First, start driving. The police are on their way and I don't want to run into them. Neither do you. And I don't want to get you mixed up in all of this. You put your... At least he's nice. Last time he jumped out of a second floor window to not make me wait. You put your foot on the accelerator. Behind you in the rearview mirror, you can see lights in several apartments flick on. Apparently the fight woke up some neighbors. He stops, out of breath. Are you hurt? Yeah, I'm okay. He tenses his muscles. His chest inflates. He catches his breath. In the space of a few seconds, his heartbeat has returned to normal. I'm sorry, but... Another deep breath. I think I shit my pants a little. Hard to say since his mask is on, but you're pretty sure he's looking you straight in the eyes. But don't you worry, there are no marks. So you just normally smell like shit. I was just so scared. When he pulled his katana out, man, I was like, that's it, it's over. You had a good life, now he's going to cut you up like turkey. But actually I handled it. He pauses, nods. You sense him sitting up straighter. Yeah, I handled it. I handled the hell out of it. But what happened? I'm investigating a sort of organization, like mob types, you know? They are forcing kids to work in his squad. They are sorting through jewelry, wallets. Sometimes they are sent out to panhandle. Girls are sent to... I mean, you get the gist, right? But the police aren't doing anything about it. Why? First off, the kids aren't French. The organization is tied to the Albanians, and this is not so nice. And this not so nice German guy. Yeah, that would be me then. They have ties with an extreme right-wing organization with connections to 2 police captains. Yeah, you know those not so nice German guys operating crime organizations in Paris. I came to get photos. I want to alert the press. Although, we are gonna have very good political friends if, you know, our far right and their far right actually come to power to some degree. Yeah, we'll have very close ties. Who would have thought that our far right would actually do, you know, what 80 years do to history. Now our far right idiots are gonna be best buddies with French far right idiots. That's just perfect. Yeah, from Le Pen's party. I came to get photos. I want to alert the press. Outside, an ambulance crosses your path. No sirens, no lights. It almost looks like a moving van. And while I was... by the way, we know... we have the... we have the microphone in the cab, right? From Bousse that she literally gave us beforehand. That is probably recording everything. It's just... And while I was going about my business, the guy jumped me with his katana. I don't think the game would mention it though. Scared me to death. He pauses for a while. His body is radiating heat. Any hotter and he'll start to smoke. What you're doing is crazy. That's really risky. Yeah, it's dangerous. But that's not what's most important. He clears his throat. What I'm about to say will probably sound pretty weird. Okay, now everything you say really sounds weird. Another breath. This one is deep and long, almost moving. Since I have been chasing this organization down, I really feel like I'm doing something useful. Like I can really make a difference. And shit, that makes it all worth it. He pauses. Would it be okay if I just got some shut-eye for the rest of the trip? I think I need to. He falls asleep mid-sentence. You crack your window and let some fresh air in. Yeah, all of the adrenaline left him. Yeah, well, he doesn't know. But yeah, I definitely have a lot of trust in Bousse that the microphone is not yet active and running. That he should not put on Bousse. Bousse is the cop, right? The trip continues in silence, because she is basically blackmailing us. If we don't make an arrest, or if we don't actually help her with this, then, you know, she is gonna actually do everything in her power to get us behind bars, regardless of whether or not we were actually in any way involved. But we were once a victim of the Sandman, so she just says, hey, there's a connection that's good enough for me. So yeah, I'm not trusting Bousse at all. The trip continues in silence, with you at the wheel and a masked hero in the back seat. What if you had taken martial arts classes? What if you had known how to defend yourself? Maybe that night, you shake your head. There's no point thinking about it. He or she snuck up on you, attacked you from behind. You still have about 10 minutes left before reaching your destination. Yeah, and that is why it is pretty stupid, really. Nully always has a same effect on you, one of surprise. You're surprised to be reminded of this town next to Paris. Calm, pointless, unremarkable, boring as hell. Not with the protests. At long last, you pull up in front of the driveway you dropped your passenger off the last time. Because literally he has said, I'm to not give away his secret identity. He said, "Oh no, I'm living within 2 minutes radius of here. I can get out by myself." And then he walks across the street and starts typing in the code, because in Paris they all have, or usually the apartment buildings have codes on them that you have to unlock the door downstairs. And who do you think it is? Wait, who is what? He wakes with a start. Already? You grin. Yes, already. I could have slept for about 20 more hours. He glances at your dashboard. I have an essay to turn in 6 hours from now. Yeah, he is a business school member. He'd also told me where he goes to business school. Wish me luck. Good luck. Thank you. He sighs and stretches for a while. Something in his neck cracks. Anyway, shower, breakfast, essay, sleep. That's the plan. He pays the fare and rushes into his building a few seconds later. You sit still, alone. Who do you think the Sandman is, or the killer? The one that we have given Bousse is the old man. So my suspects were Geraldine Zemmour, Anita Ventimiglia, Christophe Clerouin, and Alexandre Clerc. And I've given her Alexandre Leclerc. The friend that he had at the graveyard shift working that literally threatened me with a knife was just not really... I can kind of understand how this game works, I think, as in... So, like, the most evidence would have been on Anita, because Anita... I'm not quite... No, I can't see it. Okay. Anita was... Anita is a ruthless business person. She had the most ties with victims that actually made sense. The most ties with places where victims were seen, and that they were all members of a strip club, or no, not strip club, of an escort service. Was with Christophe. He was basically everywhere. And Anita is then the other one who had a lot of connections with the victims, but it was business relationships. And she's a ruthless businesswoman. Her father is a member of the Croatian mafia. So I basically would have thought, yes. And her husband is a dentist that provides the drugs that the victims were drugged up with before they were killed. So yes, I would have picked Anita, but story-wise, I can basically see how Alexandre Leclerc, who lost his son or grandson, I'm actually not even quite sure, but probably the only one he had, so probably his son, at the fire from the Sandman, where he actually killed someone else in, and or at least it is attributed to the Sandman's doing. So I can see that he actually wants to go around and get revenge for Dan. So he makes for a... I can sympathize with him. He lost his only son or whatever to the doings of that, or whoever the Sandman wanted to punish. So now he goes around and actually does take matters into his own hands, just like the dude we had there, our vigilante guy. But at least with this one you can see, okay, it really is destroying his life. He is just drinking himself to death. So if now that scene that we are going to comes up, where we have to get a where we have to get the truth out of him, I'm guessing this makes for the most compelling story. And that is why I picked him. Once the coast is clear, you check the back seat to make sure it's clean. It is no trace of blood. And shit? You sigh a relief and drive off. Oh, it is full of shit, but at least there's no blood. I have apparently spent enough time. Yeah, I literally drove to the other end of the city. So now for one very long drive. So how are you doing? What kind of weather are you having at the base? What do your shifts look like? Anything remarkable that you want to tell me? Anything interesting there? How's the other people at the base? How do the nights look? Any vigilantism going on over there? I mean, you would have the training for it. I'm on Fort Moore. That doesn't tell me anything, but I would not be able to tell any fort. I'm gonna need your services. You pull up to the sidewalk and wait for the suspect to exit the building. It's a hotel, not a very nice one. Heavy bars protect the windows. Not that they need to. It doesn't look like they open. He must have come here after the fire. How many other survivors have been living and sleeping here for months on end. The back door opens and your passenger sits down. San Luis Hospital, please. He's been drinking. The stench of booze settles into the cab. You nod and start driving. Story-wise, though, because there has been like one clue that medicine has been missing from the hospital, I'm guessing he actually, like just as he is destroying himself with booze, he also wants drugs. And he's just stealing drugs to numb the pain, I guess. You ride along, your passenger doesn't look at you. He seems preoccupied, distracted by something outside. You're pretty sure the suspect doesn't recognize you. He's barely looked at you. It's the biggest base in the US as in Georgia. Okay. They changed the name because Benning was like a Confederate or something. Those leftists and snowflakes changed their names. Oh no. Once Fort Benning. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that somehow that does tell me something, but not that I could actually tell you anything about it. Not that a story comes up. It's just like, yeah, I probably heard about that. Yes, sure. Because we often have documentary journals, and I'm pretty sure it was on one of them, with your statues being torn down from Confederate army leaders, and with your social studies, what critical race theory and whatnot. That is a much bigger topic in your country. I think I might have heard that name coming up as well. But I wouldn't nail myself down on it. Maybe I'm just now making that connection because you said something there. You'd love to be able to read his mind, to understand how he got to this point. How he can kill so methodically, in cold blood. He does. He looks like a nice grandfatherly type. What if he's not the guy? Bussy will make you pay. You almost jump at the sound of his voice. Change of plans. I need to go to 122 Rue de la Boétie. You raise an eyebrow. Are you sure? He finally looks at you. His voice is cold, almost too cold for someone who reeks so much of alcohol. Of course I'm sure. What a strange question. There's no hospital there. I know. No need to worry. He tries a smile in guise of an apology. At the next intersection, you change directions and drive away from the meeting point with the police. How can you fix this? Maybe you can drop your passenger off, then call Bussy to explain. He might try to escape. What's he going to do on the Rue de la Boétie? It's a posh neighborhood with a theater, shops, office buildings. You clench your gut. There's something else on Rue de la Boétie. Aren't the Group Diamond's headquarters somewhere nearby? The Group Diamond, the company who was responsible for the fire. There's no way that's a coincidence, not a chance. You raise an eye to look in the rearview mirror and cross your passenger's gaze. Everything alright? His voice is clear, crystal clear, not the slightest alcoholic slur. You sober up fast, he grins. Clever, good observational skills. I like those qualities. His voice is different. His words, his way of speaking, something has changed. You have almost reached your destination. You tense up. I'm quite bothered. I'm worried about you, my friend. You freeze. You haven't slept much this week. You don't dare turn around. And I think you have gotten a little too involved in this investigation. Why don't we make a deal? You tell me what you know and what they are planning tonight, and I'll let you live. Out comes a weapon. You don't know where it came from, but now it's pointed right at you. One sign, one move, and you disappear. Understood? You nod, very slowly. Who do you work for? Oh my god, it is him! I mean, he was said to have a really good physique despite his drinking. Don't be a sellout. Yeah, not to my group diamond. Yeah, I'm just gonna die. I'm just gonna straight up die if I say this. Saying nothing probably is not gonna be... He's a ruthless killer, so... Yeah, I don't know if that is... I meant not the cops. Yeah, so like feigning ignorance for that, he has watched me too much. He knows what I'm up to, but not who I'm working with. So... Yeah, but... If I say group diamond, I'm just dead. I don't think there's much of a choice there. And saying nothing is probably gonna get him agitated.
Welcome to All Things
Jesus
Scottish.
Christ, Pyro.
Our slogan is, if it's no Scottish, it's crap!
Oi. Oi. Yeah, you're just coming in at the right time. We are about to make an arrest or we are getting shot. It is either of those two. Hey Pyro, I hope you're doing well. And yeah, very tense right now. The army told me otherwise, but maybe sell out. The army told you to never sell out on your well, I mean, I guess that makes sense in the most settings. Normally you are not set up to actually do cop work when you are not and you don't actually have any way of defending yourself. And normally the killer that you're investigating is not so well informed about you when you're actually working undercover. So yeah, he has had an eye on me, huh? And I can definitely see why, because like I said, I was at the graveyard and had the graveyard keeper that I asked about him. So at that point, he probably got suspicious. This has the exact same art style as Paper, Please. Kind of, yeah. Yeah, I'm very tired. He's right. Taxi driver is not the only one who has not gotten enough sleep. I do have to say, I do have to actually find a way of doing something different with the streams. Because, like, my parents only get mad when they ask me what I have done. Like, they are coming back home from their holidays and I'm doing my chores. I have stuff to do here, and then I'm constantly trying to stream because I'm pressing everything into those stream times when I'm house sitting for my parents because of the internet, yes. But then I'm, pressing everything into like 1 week, 10 days, 2 weeks. And I'm trying to stream as much as possible. And it kind of then feels like it is never really enough. I'm kind of I'm always feeling like I'm doing too little with all of the games that I've then tried to actually start and get into and finish and make progress with. Even now, I said we would actually start a new game, and I did not actually remember that we would have to make an arrest scene like this. I thought we are finishing the last night, and then we have to, talk to Buse about who it is. But that's it. I did not expect that we are sitting in the taxi with the driver, with the Sandman, holding a gun to our head. Even though I probably should have foreseen it. But yeah, we are probably not actually getting to start the new game, the new story game. That I wanted to see if it has Halloween vibes for the next time I can stream. And I'm feeling like such a failure that I'm never getting enough streaming done when I only have such numbered days. I really have to find a way that I can, do streaming on a somewhat regular basis. My internet might not be good at home, but when I'm streaming like without a webcam and without any extras, and I'm streaming in like 480p or something like that. I don't know. When I'm streaming visual novels, I don't know. But like I need to find a more regular streaming schedule. I'm feeling so bad when also for you, because I'm getting like progressively more tired. Everything is so stressful because I'm doing my stuff, I'm doing my chores, and then I'm hurrying with everything that I'm doing so that I have my stream time. And I do kind of want to relax as well. So either I'm cutting into my sleep, or my sleep is getting out of whack because I'm trying to stream more, and then I'm doing late night streams. It's just not really. I mean, you're playing multiple games at once, so you're bound to forget what party you're in one game. Streaming pretty much every day in the past while. Yeah, like that is what I'm doing every time when I'm having, those holidays from my parents, that I'm completely pressing everything into that time to get as much as possible done. I like how we are approaching the end and I'm just talking like, the game won't notice anyways. It's always either sleep downtime gets cut into, yeah. And then I'm totally, tired and sucked dry of energy, and then my parents get home from their vacation and they are like, what the fuck have you been doing all this time? And I can't tell them because they hate streaming. They're like, that is fucking stupid. So I'm not talking with them about it, what I'm doing here. Yeah. I mean, we have been pushing the 50 hours in the last week, but like I said, I always feel like, they literally get angry that I'm wasting my life with something like that. Okay. Well, I'm working with the cops. He shakes his head in disappointment. That's what I thought. Why you? He says that. He freezes. As he says that, he freezes. You're the cab driver I shot, aren't you? They don't get it. Well, I mean, it's not like I'm successful with streaming anyways, right? I'm just doing it because there are people like you, especially you two. It is so nice that you're here. But before, there was also one that actually subscribed because he just wanted to support me, even though he had to jump over hoops because you can't actually use Twitch in Russia like that. So he had to subscribe through a third-party tool and with another account that he is gifting a sub from that account, from that bot account, to his channel, so that he can then use it as a to actually get my sub badge, and like stuff like that is definitely why I'm doing it. And I'm having such nice people with you guys here. I'm having such awesome people that even when I've not streamed for so long, not kept a schedule, and you are still coming back to hang out with me. And I'm definitely feeling like, dude, that is something that I do not want to just have, just sleep and never touch again, because I'm just like, no, I don't. This is not something that I like to play the games. I want to play the games on stream, and I want you guys to come back to have the chats and to actually meet up again, because that has been part of my life for like the even if it was just like 3 years or so that I streamed regularly, but it has been part of my life in that regard, and I kind of like I don't completely want to give it up. It is just something that you know I want to come back to. But yeah, again, with pressing it into those like 1 week's 10 days blocks, and then having to stream as much as possible and cramming it all in there, and not having time for myself. Yeah. Because like I said, I'm house sitting, but basically I'm taking my vacation as well, because I don't have the money to constantly drive somewhere, you know, to do something on my vacation. So I'm saying, hey, when my parents are actually doing something, I can be at your house. Yes, I'm doing some chores, sure, but you know, I actually get to hang out here, basically eat out of their fridge and drink their stuff. So I don't have to provide for myself, and yeah, they have a TV, they have you know, training equipment and whatnot, and like I can be by you know, by their lake and have the garden for myself and whatnot. So it works itself out, but still, it is basically my own vacation as well, and I'm like I have to stream. I can't let you guys down. It's like inconvenient time, but wife wants for me to get to go. So yeah, Cheryl, have a good one, man. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. You don't tell your wife lies about where you have been and who held you up. Sorry, man. Yes, you have a good one. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you around eventually. Greetings to your wife. But yeah, Pyro, it's just you and me now, and the dude with the gun to our head. Yeah, you know, it's the normal Mexican standoff where we both get shot in the end. I hate it when I already know how a movie is going to end. Just the two of us. Cheers. Since there are no other subscribers to do it, your turn to nod. You come to the address he gave you. I'm sorry. You surprised me. I panicked. I didn't mean to. I wonder if I actually skipped some of the game because we arrived at the destination. If there was more that we could have talked about. But I don't think so. What do they want from me? The cops. I suppose all that. The call from the hospital in the middle of the night. I suppose all that killing that you have been doing over the past few months, yeah, that could be why the cops are there. But yeah, the call from the hospital in the middle of the night was a trap. His voice seems so soft. You sense you have to play the honesty card with him. Be straight. I mean, all of that. But yeah, they do want to arrest you. I mean, they want a confession, but like, I'm not gonna... I'm literally, like, there's a microphone in my car that she has planted there. But I have no booze. Left in my mom's new partner's house, and asked her to bring it back on Sunday, but I doubt I'll see it. I doubt it is still around, no. Probably. I have bad news for you. That is, you are about to get shot. But the bad news is, I think the booze is also not of the world anymore. Well, unlucky. Don't worry. I'll fill up for you. Just in case. Just in case it can somehow we have that connection where we can share our alcohol pegels. No, I'm not drinking so much. Actually, I've been feeling so shitty 3 days ago, and I think it is because I drank wine and the sourness of the wine, and then I went to sleep like less than an hour later, and I was already like turning and churning because it was just like constantly that sourness that you then get in your throat, and you just like you don't feel like lying down. And I should have probably just stayed up, but like 4 or 5. Now I got 4 hours of sleep, and then I got up and I was so sick. I cannot tell you. And for like 20 minutes I was on the toilet, and I was sweating, like literally. It was literally purling down from me. That is such a shitty feeling. So I'm not gonna like I'm laying off the wine for now at least. I'm hoping that it's not the alcohol's problem. Maybe it was something else. Tonight as well. I wanted to get some, but it was 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah, don't worry. I won't do too much here more. Like I don't think this will take too long. But yeah, they want to arrest you. They want to arrest me. You nod your head slowly, ever so slowly. No sharp movements. You have to keep telling the truth. They have proof. They are on your tail. It is literally the proof that we have given them. Man, wine is gross. I mean, I normally enjoy my wine, but yes, the Sylvaner that I bought, I specifically bought it because I did not want to have any of the one that my father had, which is red wine. But yes, usually it turns out that white wine is more sour. It can have still high sugar levels to balance out the sour, but it can still be very sour, like acidic, more so than the red even. So maybe I should actually have just drank the red that my father has in his cellar. I know England doesn't, but we do have a time limit on buying booze. What do you mean time limit? And normally I enjoy my wine, but yeah, I'm not good with it. I do have to say. Like I'm drinking like maybe 1/4 of a liter, like 1 glass. That is okay. I'm drinking 2 glasses and I'm already feeling like, yeah, that was enough. Like 1/2 liter of wine and then I'm already like, we can't buy booze after 10 p.m. Huh. Yeah, no, we don't have to. I actually did not even know that. Like, so, but at bars you can, right? I did not even know that was a thing, quite frankly. Amazing. And that in Scotland? Damn, shit. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, that is... But you can still take it outside, right? Like, it isn't that you can't drink it after 10 p.m. when you're outside. So you can just take from your home, right? We call it, afterglow. Like, there's the pre-glowing and then there's the afterglowing. And it's basically just, you're drinking before you arrive. Then you're drinking more so that you're getting hammered. And then you drink afterwards, because at that point it doesn't matter anymore if you get fucked up. Because you already are. You're not allowed to drink in public either. That is harsh. That is America. Are you sure that is not America you are referencing? Damn. I did not know that. I mean, I do have to say, as harsh as it might be, but it is probably... I mean, most of the idiots and assholes that get drunk and become aggressive will come out of the nightclubs anyways. So it doesn't really hinder much, right? Like, yeah, normally they come out of bars and nightclubs. So it will probably not do anything against the alcohol problem, but still, like, normally to not being able to buy alcohol after a time, would you get really hammered with the alcohol that you buy after 10 p.m. at like a gas station or whatever. I don't think so. No. It is usually like the assholes come from the nightclubs or they get hammered at home already. Scotland has drug and alcohol issues. Yeah. But I'm not sure, is that helping? Like, is that actually doing... I mean, you probably don't have anything that you can reference to, like, you know, compare it to. But, like, in Germany, I think most of the absolute assholes are, you know... I do have to say it. There is a lot of assholes when they get drunk. It is a cultural mix of what kind of assholes they are, you know, who they are aggressive to usually. Like it multiplies the racial issues, I want to say. You know, like you have kind of some marauding gangs in some way. When they are getting drunk and they are getting aggressive, that is a real problem. But yeah, they just get hammered wherever they come from, but usually not even necessarily at the bars. It is, you know, like they are at shisha bars or whatever. That is usually the foreigners. And the ones that actually are aggressive from Germans, that is like small groups or maybe even single persons that get drunk, or like, you know, groups of like 2-3 people maybe. They are coming from the bars, like not from the bars, from the nightclubs, and they specifically went there to get hammered and to get aggressive. So they were already assholes before, it's just multiplying that they are now doing it because of the alcohol. Very few people that I know who are normal, who are just aggressive assholes when they are drunk. I mean, obviously, you have the problem that they are pissing everywhere and puking everywhere when they have had too much. But like I said, I don't think any of those issues would be solved by not selling alcohol outside. Maybe it would be a little bit better that they can't actually carry alcohol around, because they are also throwing, like, one time it was actually the weirdest thing. It was a group of girls that was coming from like it was maybe like, I wanna say 6 meters or something, in like with a street in between, and they were coming from one direction, me on the other, and both on the sidewalks, and like they throw a bottle at my head that they were just carrying around out of nowhere. I did not know them, I did not anything, just a group of drunk girls, and I was like, what the fuck? What happened? that is not usually the ones that you are really suspecting to do that. It also didn't give me much of a confidence boost that I'm looking like a guy that a group of girls would just throw bottles at. But yeah, good enough. I love me a good shisha bar. Yeah, I mean, sure, nothing against that. It's just a problem when, you know, there's those groups that are just constantly, you know, those guys that are like, you know, approaching you with like, are you looking for a fight? And you're like, what should I answer to that? You are approaching me. I was 7 when the law came, so I had no clue how it... Yeah, your hardcore drinking days when you were like 5 to 6. But then you also... It had the effect that you actually had to go to bed at 10 p.m. because what did it matter being awake when you couldn't have alcohol after 10 p.m. So you were just a good little kid and went to sleep at that point. Yeah. This law really fucked you up. Hardcore 7-year-old alcoholic. That's how you know you're Scottish. I know quite a lot of people who are great off drink, but when they do, they're aggressive as fuck. Oh man, I don't know. I'm always seeing it like they are probably friendly when they don't have drinks, but the potential of being an asshole is already in them. It is probably that like you are not the ones that they are interacting with in that way, but they are probably usually assholes already when they are drunk assholes. Because like for me it is never that alcohol just changes the personality of what you are actually doing. Like obviously you become a little bit unhinged and obviously more outgoing and whatnot, so yes, someone like pissing on a house front, I mean, yeah, sure. When you are drunk and you need to piss, I mean, that can be done by anyone. That is not what I would categorize as asshole behavior. I mean, it's shitty, but it's just piss. But no, like when I'm like talking aggressive, I'm people looking for fights and such, and I would say that is not really the people that I would want to hang out normally when they are not drunk. It is more like, yeah, I can tolerate them because they are not doing anything wrong otherwise, but they probably are already assholes, just not in my company. And it's just like, okay, they are showing that bit of themselves when they are drunk. That is how I'm seeing it. Okay, this music is driving me crazy, I'm sorry. The old man gets used to the idea. I thought I had a little bit more time. I mean, I literally had only one interaction with him. One interaction, and then I checked with the graveyard keeper. He told me nothing apart from threatening me with a knife. And then I just went out with like, yeah, I have 4 suspects. Everyone could have done it. But the game literally outright told me this guy is a cold-hearted killer. I mean, it was an offhand remark, but yeah, basically. So, and with no evidence whatsoever, the DA apparently thinks, oh yeah, that's good enough for me, that's all the evidence I need. And now it turns out, oh yeah, he's... I become a bold fucker. We were in a mutual night, a metal nightclub for 19th birthday, and some shoulder watched me, and I just looked up and went, fucking watch where you're going. Okay, okay. Jesus. and what? And I could tell from the photos that that is not. Probably not your weight class. And did you get wide or did you get flat? I thought I had a little more time. I thought I could disappear. He stares at you, his gaze intense. What was the plan, really? Get a confession. A confession. The car is bugged. He grins. Why are you telling me all this? I could kill you and... I mean, I was an accident last time. And also, where would you go? And quite frankly, you know that they are listening right now. And you have already given everything away. So... It's pretty daring to say something like that. I believe it. Really? Yes. He stares right into your eyes, searching for the truth in your reflection in the rearview mirror. I thought so too once, in my youth. I don't know if I really believed it. Since I lost my grandson, I know I believe it. That's why I started killing. Oh, and that is our reflection that we are a killer as well. We are constantly making references to it, but we don't know what happened, so... I don't know, this is the second out of 3 cases. I don't know if there's actually a possibility that the last one, then whatever you pick, is actually revealing more about yourself. But if this is an occasion, we already did this with Fragonaut last time, right? I'm pretty sure you were there when Fragonaut killed himself in the other case. I'm pretty sure you were there as well. But, yeah. So that was the last client, by the way, that I drove. Yeah, I literally saw that I could drive Regonaut around, so that was the last client that I wanted to drive around. Because he came back from the dead apparently, and he told me another story about a double suicide in a luxury hotel. My sister's mate handed him a drink and told him not to worry about it. Okay. That sounds great. That sounds like your sister's mate is a great dude. He knows how to handle that. But yeah, like last time we did the same thing with Dragonaut, right? And I'm still not sure if you pronounce it Dragonaut. I'm basically not at all sure. But there was then also the scene afterwards when we called our brother, right? And now we know, since this case, that our brother is already dead. Or at least in jail. He's not there anymore, he said. And we know that our brother was a terrorist. So I'm guessing maybe he was a suicide bomber. But Hussein actually mentions that he has had jail time before as well. And that he also did some fucked up shit. So I'm kind of wondering if on the last case we are actually finding out. He's a funny guy. I mean, to be fair, being funny can help you a lot in a lot of cases in life. And I wish I was more funny. I really wish I was funnier. That, you know, so many assholes that can be assholes just because they are funny. You know those overconfident guys that just, you know, get everything that they want because they are funny? Being funny is not a good person attribute, I want to say. It's or a good person characteristic. Like, there's many assholes that can be very funny. I mean, look at Trump, I guess. But yeah, it helps a lot in life, being the funny one. But then trauma fucks up the brain a bit too much. Exactly that, dude. Exactly that. Same. I don't know where that funny side went, but I just can't channel it anymore. There's that easygoingness is just not there anymore, or at least it is that if I do it, it's more often than not just a feint. But yeah, we understand each other there. Still, it would be a skill that I would like to actually channel a lot, but I'm just not quick enough either. Like, maybe it is just that I got slower. I don't know. Maybe that is what trauma really does to you. Like, I'm more insecure, and I'm less secure in speaking up. So if I would have something funny to say, I'm probably just not saying it. Or I'm second guessing myself way too often before I say something. And I'm guessing that without thinking, just blabbering about, that is a quality you need to really be openly funny and naturally funny. Well, you can't kill someone else unless you're ready to die yourself. Unless you're crazy, that is. He lowers his voice, lets it turn, become coarser. Unless you're crazy. You sense his body suddenly relax. Very well. Very well. Drive to the meeting point. You start driving. Bosé must wonder what you're doing. A drop of sweat drips down your spine. Listen very carefully to what I'm going to say. I have no regrets, not one, not for any of my victims. Each and every one deserved to die. They lied, they turned a blind eye, They caused the death of more than 80 people. And for what? For money. Good, you get it. He adjusts his posture. A mere detail, perhaps, but he noticed it. His weapon is still right there, though. When he starts speaking again, his voice is slower, like he suddenly got 10 years older. I broke into your place, you know. Yeah, that, I did notice that, and my character was just like... Well, I guess we just need to go on now. Lost the ability to be funny, but gained the ability to be real fucking crazy. Okay, well, that I have not. I'm more the sad kind of traumatic or traumatized. I saw your wall, your files. There were two possibilities. Either you worked for the cops or for the Group Diamond. But I figured the Group Diamond could afford to hire a private detective. And I saw you sticking your nose into things left and right. Each time I moved forward, there you were, sniffling around. Was I? I needed to know more about you. But yeah, like, so you wouldn't have shot me if I said I was in Group Diamond? That is your... He freezes, shaking. You must think I'm a little nuts, right? So yeah. Well, as long as you're not too crazy, as long as you have the... He doesn't wait for a reply. Hey, I'm finally in the territory where we can talk normally again. And this time we are even actually standing around in both pictures. I very much appreciate it, game. Finally, in the last leg, you are actually doing it right. So many times when I've been, driving around and then it on the cursor doesn't show, or the other way around, which is even more infuriating. I started killing because no one was doing anything. The journalist sold out to Diamond. The city hall woman, rotten to the core. That son of a bitch arsonist. I'm sure he's the one who set fire to the Albatross. Even the old guy, he was just a stockholder, like any other, willing to do whatever it takes to make a few thousand more. His voice becomes screechy. And let me ask you, what was it to him? He was already a millionaire. My life doesn't change when I find a penny in the gutter, does it? You're not. There's no moment to disagree. I was a soldier, you know. Yes, you probably know that already though. You checked up on me. I did not know that at all. Indochina, I was barely 20. They gave me a rifle and some bullets. Bullets, yes, exactly. Let's take another drink. They pointed to 3 guys in a field and said, "Those are our enemies. You have to kill them." So I killed them. He pauses. He watches a woman walking by outside. She's completely unaware. She is holding a giant tomato as a baby and walks an even more giant greyhound. Because that is like when I'm having long drives towards my next location without a passenger, that's just something I'm seeing, and like they only have like 3 different texts or whatever. So it is always like a woman with a tomato for a baby or a greyhound. that is walking around. Yeah, and the other one is, I think, the service people, the delivery drivers that just cut me off. That is like the filler in between text. I mean, I can match crazy, but I ain't crazy unless I really fucking pushed, and that's hard. Okay. That's good to know. That's good to know. I would have had to shoot you otherwise. What would I do if there was a crazy person in my chat? Would I have to be crazy as well? Okay, good enough. There's enough people. There's enough people like that on Twitch. Or maybe on Kick soon, who knows? Yeah, I remember some, like, not the actual conversations, but yeah, sometimes when people came around in the chat years ago, and they were just absolute like, oh my god, I don't want to actually, I don't want to talk with you, but I'm gonna keep up the appearance because what else am I gonna do? I'm not like such a whiny person because there's, you know, other streamers that then, you know, I mean, I'm still speaking my mind about topics and they will just leave by themselves, usually. But yeah, like, you know, there's a lot of streamers who then outright are like, you're making me uncomfortable, please leave, or I have to ban you, or they just go like, I'm gonna end the stream, this is not what I want. I'm like, yeah, no, they'll leave by themselves if I'm just, you know, remaining normal. But yeah, like, it's the internet, so it is something that I always think probably happens, or can happen every stream. The saddest thing is when there's actually like, you know, when there's a person that you just can't stand with what they're talking about, and you try to remain nice, and they are taking it for, you know, you actually agreeing with them. So, you know, you eventually have to burst out with, no, fuck no. And they're like, I misjudged the situation, and then blame you for it because, like, you, as if you let them on. But no, I just wanted to remain perfectly fine in, like, not ever agreeing with you. I was just not saying anything in the hopes that you would shut up by yourself. But I guess that never happens with a person like that. So they always come out eventually with something that you do have to say something against. Or that they are thinking you're implicit on something and you have to rein them in. And then they are offended because it just doesn't fit their perspective that they had of you. When I understood when I discovered what they were fighting for, it was too late. And when I came back to France, I was treated like shit. I mean, yeah, France has one of the harshest foreign legions. I think it is like when you serve like 15 years or so, you become a French citizen. And that is basically how they get them in there. But basically in like the French Foreign Legion, I think it is one of the harshest environment because as soldiers, like, they don't get many benefits of it, and they are being you know, used in the most dangerous territorials, and I'm thinking like there's some injustice component to that as well, since they are not actually regular citizens. So it is military judges that work on their cases, and they basically don't have any national rights to them anymore. Whatever. Yeah, so you have heard about it as well. I'm pretty sure it was a long ass time that you had to serve for it. But yeah, basically they are, basically they are mercenaries at that point. Over the years, things have gotten better already, but I'm pretty sure that like up until the 1980s, with the Cold War still going, it was probably like one of the, like, you basically did not have any rights of your own. no inherent rights to your name, because you were just a nobody when you were hiring on there. You forsake everything then. And when I came back to France, I was treated like shit. No one gave a damn about us. He gags on his own words. What happens if I run right now? They'll arrest me instead. Is that why you are helping them? Yeah. You must have done something shady. You done time? Yeah. Well, can you get into detail? This is finally something major, I suppose. He shrugs. You seem like a good guy. I couldn't care less what you did. He sits in thought for a while, his gun shaking. It would bother the hell out of me if you went to jail for me. Really. You're not far now. Next street on the right. The old man clears his throat. I, Alexandre Leclerc, confessed to the murder of Sean Brayton, Sandrine Rollin, Michaela Blanc, and Henry Deluxe. Wait, Henry Deluxe? Wait, what? Michaela Blanc, Henry Deluxe? Wait a minute. I was sure I heard the names already. I was sure I had heard the names. Okay. Dude is called Killer. Okay. That is for the next case. Michaela Blanc and Henry Deluxe. Oh, that was right. In the files at the escort place. Yeah. I worked alone. No accomplices. No outside help. I gave them an anesthetic I used in Indochina. I mean, there's still the other dude though that definitely knows what is going on at the graveyard. The graveyard keeper. So fucking clammy here. I hate her. Yeah, same here. Same here, dude. Tomorrow I'll be at a festival. Well, festival market. And I basically do not really want to. So I do have to be open about that. Like the dude that I went to Paris with, nice dude, really nice dude, very open about everything, feelings, emotions, like constantly, like and super reassuring, but also weird as in I don't know him that well. I don't want to know him that well. No, I don't. Like, he has his own problems, yes, but he's also one of those people that they need to talk a lot about their feelings. They have a lot of feelings. Let's say it like that. They have a lot of feelings. There's people that just have more feelings than you, or at least me. Like, people that are not resistant to any kind of suffering, that are like, they hit a rock on the road and it just throws them off. And like, yeah, what I hit was not the same. What I hit was a boulder, a wall, a brick wall. I don't know what I hit, but yeah, that was not something that I could get through. Like I said, that mentality of trying to push through nearly killed me. And like, so him trying to make an emotional connection is kind of weird with those problems. I'm like constantly, I mean, it is also my personality that I don't necessarily want to talk about that stuff with him. But yeah, so he thinks we are best friends. Like he thinks, oh my god, we have to like I'm taking my walk for my own mentality like once a day. Usually I try to at least once a day to just walk 1 hour, 1.5 hours, like I said, to a lake or whatever, where I can be by a water and just have time for myself. And he's like constantly like, oh yeah, we need to, you know, I'm gonna be there. I have free time. We could walk with each other, and like I need alone time. I don't want you there. Nothing against you. You're nice. You're incredibly nice, but at the same time, I do not need someone buzzing around me every single minute of the day, right? Or like whenever I have free time. And so like instead I wanted to go to that festival. It is the last day of it. And there's gonna be a firework, not at it, but close to it. And I'm hoping that I'm getting to see the firework, right? And so I wanted to go on that day anyways. So I literally just said to him, oh, I'm going there. So that I don't have to actually see him, like, because he wants to do something here and there. Then I said, like, okay, I have a plan. I want to go somewhere so that I can take him. And I don't have to do anything else in the meantime, because like I said, with my streaming blocks, I want to stream as much as possible. And I did not constantly want to hang out with him as well for the 1 minute that I have free time. So yeah, I literally just pushed him there, and now I have to go tomorrow with him. I mean, like I said, he is nice. He's incredibly nice. It's just, maybe I'm getting annoyed by the niceness at some point. Maybe I'm getting annoyed by that he constantly wants to talk about stuff that just like is feeling like work for me, or that he is so clingy. I'm not used to having such friends. I'm not used to having friends around. And for me, being alone, like I said, is to a great part. I can sit alone. That is not a problem. Being alone is harsh when you're feeling lonely, yes. That happens with me as well. I'm not completely unsocial. Like I said, I mean, I want to stream, dude, definitely. But that is on my terms. And I'm having a hard time when someone is constantly pressing me. Oh yeah, I have free time there. We can do something there. Let's do something. And I'm having a hard time saying no for the selfish reason of, hey, I just want alone time. I'm feeling bad about myself then. But yeah, like I have to show him the boundary that like I'm okay with just once or twice a month for like, you know, actual physical interaction. Like, you know, it's not just on the internet because we're then doing something. That is then again already something else. And yeah, I like not more than once or twice a month. I do not want to do more than that because I'm just not up for it. I'm not the person for that anymore. You can see how relationships is not something I'm pursuing either, because it's just not. After all that time I spent alone, I cannot imagine how I would react to it if there was another person there to have a relationship with, to then constantly be around. I'm not cut out for that anymore. I maybe I was, but I'm just not that person anymore. That is also a part of what such a past does. I could be happy alone for days on end. Exactly. And he is like the complete like, whenever I have free time, I have to do something, and now I'm there. He is thinking like, oh, we are best friends. We have so much in common. Like because obviously, like as you know, then I can reciprocate as in like, yeah, I know my fair share of shitty moments in life, and like I know my dark times as well, and but am I really your best friend, dude? You know me for a few months. I mean, I had a good time in Paris then, but that was more a convenience thing for me, because yeah, if he already pays for stuff from there anyways, and I can just take the ticket and not having to pay for that, and I don't have to organize shit, then yeah, it's cheap for me. It is convenient. It is a cool, nice trip. But yeah, not that I'm leading him on. I was always very open about that, but he's just not really getting the message. And it feels like, it feels like he's flirting to some degree with how open he is. It like often feels like when he's trying, like as if he's trying to butter me up, if that's the right way to say it. Like so many compliments about how thoughtful and what kind of connection we have there and such stuff, which I'm thinking like that is stuff that you reserve for either your really best friend, which I mean is consistent with what he's thinking is going on, so I can't blame him, but I'm not. Or an actual relationship, and so it's making me feel uncomfortable when he's constantly talking about that. Not that I'm not talking about my feelings, but not in this complimentary, positive, forthcoming way, but more in a like, I'm exchanging an information here kind of way. That is more how I'm opening up about my feelings. Maybe he is flirting. That is what I'm very afraid of. I have been very clear that is not what we're doing, or that is not what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm very hoping that there's no wrongful thoughts on that end. But yeah, it is making me feel uncomfortable that I'm thinking the exact same thing. That is definitely not a situation that I want to be in. I went through the list of all the horrible and cruel acts that contributed to the Albatross fire. So yeah, I'm going with him because I literally then had at the end of my stream block, I have this one thing, so we can go there, and then I don't have to bother with it anymore for the time. That is why I did it. I take it you're Biden? No. No. Not that I have ever tried. Maybe. No. Like I said, if anything, I'm probably more aromantic. Since I cannot imagine myself in a relationship at all. And it's just something that I've given up to. When it comes to attraction, yes, women. I guess there's attractive men like that I find attractive as well, but romantically, not necessarily. More like as in a, well, either I wish I could be like that, or in a I can see, in a sympathetic way. I can see how that is an attractive trait. But yeah, no, I'm basically straight, but most of all, not looking. Yeah, maybe for you there's maybe there's a point of return. Maybe you can actually, you're young, you still have your life ahead of you, dude. Maybe it is something that you just need time with. For me, it is not an absolute, resolute no, but I have been so severely broken by time as well, that it just happened time and time again, that I'm thinking I'm not, like at some point it is that I'm not looking for something, that I'm not feeling like it, that I don't think I could do it, that I'm becoming afraid of actually looking for it. I'm becoming afraid of, being hurt again, obviously, or just being rejected. But at some point, it, turned into something less caring. I literally just don't feel it anymore. I don't feel like I want to be in a relationship. It's not something that is part of my life anymore. And yeah, I'm hoping that you are not getting to that point. I'm hoping that the first phase is like the phase, a point of return. You're just needing to find the right person or something, or, you know, just be in a different circumstance, and it will just click that, yeah, now is a better time and now is a good time to actually have that happen again. And for me, I'm old. No, I don't know. But yeah, for me it is a little bit of a more uncaring. Just I want to say I don't have a word for it. Neither in English nor in my language. It just is. It just is what it is. It do be like it is. Yeah, being the one always hurts sucks. Yeah. Yeah, meh. I mean, I hope, but I genuinely haven't liked anyone romantically the best part of 5-6 years. It do be. Yeah. Like, when it becomes too long of a time, you just... I mean, other people react differently to it, but yeah, when it became too long of a time, and I noticed that with how much of a dark spot I was in, I was alone in that spot. And that is a reliance on other people for my happiness that I don't want. It is something that I can't burden them with. It is something that would drain my energy even more. And so, like, coming out from that, I felt basically empty. Basically empty in not the unpleasant way. It was just the desire was not there anymore. That was my motive. To seek revenge for the death of my grandson and the dozens of other victims. Nothing personal, kiddo. Just justice. Okay, sorry. I'm just adding that as a nice reminder. Half of 2023 is already over. That is damn. I hate it. I hate it so much. I cannot tell you. He pauses, sniffles, and leans over to you. You think that will do it? You nod, and see in the rearview mirror that the weapon has disappeared. Good. I have one last thing to say to you. My daughter. Please, give her many kids. His voice fades out just as... You discovered the Sandman's identity. 2 out of 2 so far. You turn into the alleyway. The headlights from the police cars flood your cab with bright light. Another car comes to block you in. A voice on the megaphone asks you to get out of the taxi. You turn to your passenger. He's not moving anymore. Nice mess, huh? The lieutenant manages to fit twice as much cynicism as usual into her voice. The cops have only just let you back in your taxi. So yeah, 2 for 2 also means, hey, 2 for 2 that they have shot themselves. They don't know if they are going to be able to save him yet. The dose he gave himself was fit for a horse. Earlier, when you were talking to Alexandra, he gave himself a shot. It doesn't look good. He committed suicide on your backseat. A real nice mess. Almost over. there's just over a month till I turn 20. Oh boy, dude. Mwah. Waited to 2 decades of being alive is so fucking beyond me. Yeah, and I have already 3, so yeah, I cannot tell you it gets any better. That is just, you are still going to be just as lost. Or maybe that is just me, because everyone else is having their second kid, their house, and you know, their 70,000 euro jobs. So no problem. You're welcome. It's all in your hands. Don't fuck it up. It's your one life. Is that better? Because I find such stuff even more unnerving. Like, oh yeah, there's so much blame in this already. Thank you very much. See about me. I have stopped studying twice, and I'm thinking about picking it up again. Just because I feel like I should have done it in the first place, but back then I was not able to do it. And I'm thinking, well, what if I do go back to it? Would I still just be as miserable as back then? Would I fail again? But at the same time, I'm better now. I'm feeling better than I did back then. Would it actually then turn out this time to be different? And I am just like, I'm gonna so fuck over my life if I do that. Just imagine now taking another 3 to 5 years of not earning money. That is going to be, I don't know yet, but that is where I am, and that is where I'm at 30, so I guess don't be there when you are as old as me. You have 10 years now. I would think of it like this. You have 10 years, you have a decade. Make yourself a plan. You know what? There's the new anime, right? I read the manga about it, of it. The 100 bucket list zombie apocalypse one. 100 wishes that he has after his zombie-like existence in a black company when the zombie apocalypse breaks out that he wants to fulfill now. And he's basically having the time of his life in a zombie apocalypse, trying to figure out what it is that he actually wants to do, what he's feeling good with. So now you have a decade. Let's just say do it part-time. I mean, there's possibilities, right? Maybe there's possibilities. I can't be sure. It's just a thought at the moment, but yeah, maybe. I'm still very afraid though, because like I said, I stopped studying twice, and if the third time turns out as shitty, but then again, it's my life. I should be doing it. And if it turns out just as shitty, then I'm stopping a third time. So what of it? It's already fucked up. So yeah, if you're already in a fucked up position at 20, then see the next decade. You have now 10 years. Make yourself a list. Write down 10 things. It doesn't matter if you do them like, if it is once every year, or if it is just 10 things overall. You can do 5 in 1 year, or if it is a skill that you want to learn, if it is a place that you want to go, if it is a job that you want to have, and you just write it down, and you have it taunt you, and you have 10 years You see how many days that is, how many weeks, how many months. And then you just, you don't need to cross it off anywhere. It's literally just have it there as a reminder. That is 10 years of my life. That is going to be what I will be looking back to in 10 years. And see where I am then. And then when you're looking back at it, then you do want to see, okay, I've done something. I've done something in that direction at least. Maybe you don't end up there, but you've at least gone in somewhere the same direction. Maybe you found out along the way that there's something more interesting. Then you cross something out of it and write something new in there. Maybe you will not end up anywhere after the 10 years. Maybe you will just have it all crossed out and you will have written now new things, and maybe you will have crossed those out again and written some other things. But just you can look back at the list and then say that was 10 years and feel like, okay, they didn't just fly by me, because that is definitely what I feel happened in my last 10 years or in my 20s. They just flew by, and I was in such a dark spot for so many of those years, such a long time of it. I might have as well not been alive for that time, because there would have been no difference. And yeah, like I think it would have been nice for me to have a direction to just say, I need to actually give myself the direction of having the freedom to, like I said, cross it all out, but just saying I have something to look back on, that I wanted to do something of myself, of my own choosing. Not just be the play ball of the time and just do whatever, comes in handy, or what you have to do, what is the necessity, like what you have to do now, in this week, in this month, because that is just life happening. And you will constantly then be like, constantly in this haze of, oh, I have to get that done now. I will have to do this pretty soon. This is what is happening. So I need to do what is clever about it. And you will have no goal, and then the 10 years pass by and you wonder, what have I been doing for those 10 years? So I think giving yourself that light guidance, that just like mental note of this list is there. I've had a goal. No matter where I end up with, even if I'm ending up just as shitty as I was, but I did chase after that. If it doesn't work out, it didn't work out. But you can look back at, okay, that was 10 years. I remember those 10 years. I remember what I did. And I remember that I did something. Even when it fails, that doesn't matter, just there it is. That was what happened there. Because otherwise you're standing around like me and you're like, what did I even do? What did I do when I was 22? Nothing. I mean, I'm sure I have done something every day, and I'm sure every week was filled with, you have to do this now, and there's this test, and there's... But if you ask me right now what I did at 22, I will tell you, yeah. Probably wanted to kill myself half of the time, I don't know. But better than that, I can make no guesstimation. It means less stressful, and you could still take a part-time job for them. Yes, I guess that is a possibility. It also costs money though. So I'm thinking, quite frankly, I'm thinking of psychology. Does that sound weird? Because someone like me who has that past, I'm sure I'm studying it for the wrong reasons then, right? Because I'm just thinking I can help myself. No, I'm thinking that, hey, this is something I discovered that I have some affinity with, or that I'm feeling like I have a handle on this. for the first time much better than I did with what I was studying beforehand, because that I always felt like was a necessity. I didn't do a job back then, so I studied, and I had to find something to study, and this was prestigeful, and this was hard to do, and this one was a bit more convenient than something else. So I did that. Just like, yeah, you're honestly amazing at it. I'm just thinking that I'll probably sit around with a lot of people, but thank you for saying that. I do appreciate it. Gonna screenshot that. No. Yeah, that feels nice. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm probably gonna sit around with people there that literally just want to do it as a career, or that are around there because they have nothing else to do. Just like, oh, I want to do that. And they are the same as me when I was first studying. And just like, yeah, for them it is convenient. It is something that is a little bit more prestigeful than something else they could do. Or they just didn't want to do another job, or, you know, whatever. And they are just sitting around there. Maybe for some it is, like I said, a business thing. Or something that their parents already did. Or, you know, that somebody else told them. And I'm thinking they are like, yeah, this helped me at a dark past, and I'm sitting then around with like the completely wrong motivation. Even something like counseling with a psychology degree, even with your take, you helped me a hell of a lot, and I think you could do a lot of good with it. Yeah, I would, yeah. I specifically, I already looked at it as in like glimpsing in the direction. And yeah, you need clinical psychology courses for being able to do counseling, and quite frankly, it is horrible in Germany. You study, then you have to do that as a master course, so it is 5 years. And then you have to do 3 years of practice, which I mean is good in its own way, but yeah, you're basically working really shitty hours, really you know, in a clinic or whatever, where you are getting the training, and you are then a trainee, and you are getting paid as a trainee, and yeah, for 3 years you're getting that on top, so it is like 8 to 10 years until you can actually start with psychotherapy of your own. And in that time you are not getting paid shit, basically. That is something I would not and that is also not something that at the master point you could do in part-time. So yeah, that would not be, but I'm just thinking in general, psychology is more than just psychotherapy, and I don't know. I've already fathomed that you know, listening to other people's problems at all times, and then I've heard the point made that that I do have to agree with. Listening to people's problems all day is probably not something that I have the mental fortitude for either. Like I said, with the other dude, that then it feels like, yeah, he has hit a small bump, a little rock on the road, and he's completely flung out of it. And they are so dramatizing it, and like they are sabotaging themselves, and you know, they are having weird self-reflection mechanisms that are just constantly out of whack, or just they don't have the ability to self-reflect, and then, you know, making stuff up, hallucinating it in some way if you want, and then they're coming to you, you know, crying about something that they could fix easily by themselves. And I don't know I would have the mental fortitude for that as a profession either. it is definitely part of it. Something that would, you know, when you have been professionally trained, you would have, you know, the mental distance from it, and you would be able to give tips, accurate, practical tips. So you're not just helplessly sitting in front of it like I'm now. When the other dude is telling me that, because the only thing that I could tell him would be like, yeah, suck it up, or like, oh, this is horrible, but I have nothing that I can do to help you. So finding a language there and finding the words and giving advice, knowing that you can actually give it, having some authority in its own way, that would already help with such a situation. But yeah, I don't think that is the direction I would even want to go with. I don't even know what I really would want to do with it. Quite frankly, it is just something that I think would be nice to do, because it is something that helped me. And as you say, maybe it would be something that I have a talent for once, because the other stuff, the economic stuff, so much math, I did not have the talents for it. That was just an absolute nightmare every day. And yeah, it is studying itself is something that I have thought back then, I should be doing this. I should be doing this better than I do. And back then I was just not in the spot to do it. And so now I'm wondering, well, what does happen if I am in a better spot? Would I still just falter? Like, it's maybe I'm making it up. Maybe I was just too stupid or too weak or whatever. Or, you know, maybe it would just send me, like, failing at it would just send me into an even darker spot. It certainly did the last time I stopped. But back then it was because it was so shitty and I could not even explain it to myself why I did it. I'm the same, to be honest. My whole life I thought I wanted to do health, social care, but now I've been sacked. I never want to do that again. I don't know what I want to do either. That fucking sucks. That is, yeah, as said, at least with the list, you will have to think about it. You will have to force yourself to think about what it could be. And you will be forced to actually, for yourself, explore what it would be that you could see yourself in more, that you don't have to justify to anyone else other than your future self. Like I said, or that time period itself of 10 years. To then just walk in a direction where you can say, okay, I'm doing this for nobody. Not even the feeling of I should be doing this, because this is what a good person does. That is, I feel that is also a thing that can lead you astray. Hence why I'm saying, like, other people are probably studying psychology because, hey, that's my career now. I'm doing this professionally. And so being personally involved in it, I want to see something in psychology. I don't know if that is the best approach. Like, oh, I want to do something good. Well, I thought the same thing about studying economics. Hey, there must be more to it. Money is actually the contributing factor for basically everything we do in life. Has a power as generic and, you know, as influential as politics itself, which is the one thing that is stuck in everything we do, and so is money. And so there must be a way to actually do something social with it, and it didn't give me the motivation. It gave me all the frustration and nothing of the actual feeling that I'm ever getting anywhere closer to that super high standard I set myself, because that was just, I was just not good enough to reach it. Maybe it was because of the spot I was in, but that was frustrating because it was just not something that I could adhere to, and I failed my own ideal, and that felt even more shitty. So I kind of at some point you give up. because you can't reach it anymore. And I feel like if you don't have an ideal like that floating around in your own head, what should I do to be a good person, probably also helps. It should be probably just what can I do? I don't know. What am I good at, and or what is something that I think I would be good at? Not for any reason, just what is. A new ideal, an even higher one. I'm gonna fix all of psychology. I drove off my highest, worst decision I ever made. And yet, at the time, it felt inevitable, right? It felt like something, even if it is the worst thing you could ever do, but it felt like something, you knew the consequences. I mean, you're not blind to it. You're not just like me. I knew that this was the worst thing that I could do, and still, I could not go on like it. That would have just destroyed me. So the reason that I'm here at all is probably because I made the worst decision. And I'm suffering for it, but I have a reason for it. And in a way, in a certain way, kind of making that worst decision gives me a reason to be alive as well. In that very weird sense that, like I said, I did what I had to do, and I'm suffering the consequences for a reason. And even though other people, and I guess life and society, don't understand it, like otherwise I wouldn't have such a hard time with it, and you know, other people looking at me like, why did you do that? You could have just pulled through with it. No, I could not. I could not have, and I would not be there if I would have tried to. I did have my breaking point, I reached it, and I did make the decision, and why did it take me so long? Because I knew it was the worst thing I could do. But that's a consequence. It's a consequence of my own decision. Yeah, but like I said, it's not a bad thing in this case. And in this case, there's not this resentful, oh, I made the decision, so I'm suffering for it. But it is, other people don't understand it. And yeah, it is hard to explain. But no, I know I did what I had to in those moments. Even though if other people can judge it as the worst thing ever, and that it is not normal, better people would have done it differently. But no, it was my decision. And I made it. And I know that there was a reason for it. I know that I had my reasons to make this decision, even though I cognitively knew that it was just fucking me up. Maybe fucking me up for the rest of my life. But in this case, I do have to say yes. You guys, like the other people that don't get it, yeah. It's great. That is great for you, but no, I'm not caring. I can't care. I can't care if the worst decision actually makes me suffer, because in the end it is still my decision. And it's not my decision to suffer. That comes by itself. It was my decision that I did not want to suffer the same thing that I was suffering from back then. That I wanted that to end. And yeah, that ended. Now there's new suffering, and that comes from the decision, but that is not my, that is not what I'm going towards myself. That is not what I made the decision for. I did not make the decision to make myself suffer. No. I got out of one situation. And I should be adhering to that. I got out of it, and I'm in a spot now where I still have a life. I can still do something. Yeah, and like I said, the pressure that other people give you the pressure that other people put on you. It is not making it easier. It is a different kind of shitty situation, but there's something entirely different about you being the one that suffers because of the situation that you made, or that you were forced to be in, that you made yourself accustomed to it, or that you are now suffering the consequences of, you know, doing something that was not rational to others, but now you're in a place of your own choosing. And yeah, sure, you can choose to suffer, but at the same time, a place of your choosing, you can then also choose to say, this is not my suffering anymore. This is just what other people try to do again. And I'm not that person. I'm not that kid anymore that gets forced into it. I'm not that young person that is living this day-to-day thing, where there's a constant necessity on every corner of every day of your life. And this week you need to do this, and next week there's this, and you need to do it like because that is the right thing, the rational thing to do. No, it is exactly because I have given them up already, like those rational necessities, and did something completely stupid there. Yes, that is bringing new suffering, but that is on a grander scale. At least I'm not stuck in that place. At least I made it out of that. But again, this thought can very easily trap you as well, to thinking like, I have earned the suffering, or now I have to do the new thing because that is to adhere with my old self. Now I have to make this work. Yeah, you can easily trap yourself with those thoughts as well. I'm just wanting to make the difference that making the decision to stop studying for me was the right decision. And no matter how much I'm gonna suffer for it, that is not something that I actually feel bad about, ever. I'm feeling bad that I'm in a shitty position where, you know, like job interviews are the worst nightmare ever. But at the same time, I'm not there anymore. That is all I want. That is all I wanted from it. Now, is it weighing negatively on me? Yes, definitely. I've run into some crazy criminals on the job, but he is among the top 3. He is convinced he's a hero. He's incapable of understanding the seriousness of his crimes. He thinks he's Robin Hood. Oh, I know another one. There's another NPC that literally we've driven before that at the end of the night, who is a vigilante beating up random people that he thinks did something wrong. She flashes a clear and honest smile. Anyway, you did good work on this case. I must admit, I'm a bit surprised. Really? I had no idea whatsoever and no clear evidence whatsoever. But yeah, you can be proud of me. I'm surprised as well. I'm just so good. 2 out of 2. Listen, you're no longer needed here. We got the tape. We have your statement. And if he decides to wake up, we'll get this. The cop flicks away an imaginary ball of fuzz on her leg. She throws the fuzz somewhere in your taxi. Actually, if you could kindly get the hell out of here as soon as possible. Don't leave this country, obviously. I need you to be available if I have questions. But I no longer consider you a suspect. You're free to go. She puts her hand on the door. And what's the magic word? Go fuck yourself. She snickers before getting out of the car. You remain completely still, consumed with anger and exhaustion. A cop waits for you to back up. You start the taxi and pull out of the alleyway. The flashing lights, the cops, it all quickly vanishes. You speed through Paris. Not a soul on the road. Well, you hit 3 passengers. Okay. A thought crosses your mind, almost against your will. You hope Alexandre will survive. And you start driving west, far from Paris, far from everything. And that was it. You have the perfectly right moment. It was great chatting, but I'm so tired, I feel sick. Gonna go and hopefully get a normal time tomorrow. I'm hoping the same thing, because I still have stuff to do tomorrow before my parents come. So yeah, it is already 5:30 for me. But yeah, thank you very much for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. I'm hoping that we both find something that actually gives us a good spot in life. I hope we both find that spot. Maybe you in your 20s, maybe me in my 30s. And yeah, that I'm gonna see you again around, I guess. You have a good one. I am very thankful for you being here. And yeah, dude. Yeah, it sure helps talking with you. It definitely does. So thank you very much and have a good night. Do well. And I'm hopefully gonna do the same, and then probably in 2 months again, I wanna say. Yeah, like Hollywood, Halloween. Probably around Halloween is the next time that I can house it, and take a week. It's gonna be a shorter stream block then. But like I said, I'm gonna try to actually pull this apart a little bit and do some maybe like without camera, maybe without voice, and lower resolution streams. I don't know, just some in between, just of gameplay. I don't know. That then I'm chatting then on in the chat just like that, or I don't know what yet. But yeah, I'll see you around. Have a good one. The sun is about to come up. It is already up. You drove all night long with your window open. You're so tired, your chest is tight and your eyes are heavy, but you can't stop. Not now. You're going to run out of gas soon. The light went on about 20 kilometers back. You're somewhere in Normandy. You pull over onto the shoulder and get out. There's almost no traffic. You step over the guardrail as your eyes adjust to the colorful break of dawn. The sun will soon rise over the horizon. You get your phone out and dial a number. It doesn't ring, direct to voicemail. A voice asks you to leave a message after the beep. Hey, I wanted to still message you if you're not streaming as much. Yeah, or on the Discord. I'll see you there. Probably. I have to finally get some new people in there. I like now I did with Stone Shot. There was actually some people who were in chat, who were also chatting with each other, which was really nice, like Zealand K and Goon. But only one of them joined the Discord and is probably not one of a talker. So yeah, I have to somehow find a way to advertise myself somewhere else, on YouTube or whatever. Probably not gonna start streaming on Kick, but yeah, to find new people. Like I just want that steady, like just so that we have fresh people around, and just I'm already getting it is already so amazing that my Discord, after all the time, I can still post my stuff there, and I'm posting basically daily, yes, but I'm posting my stuff, and it is still being seen by people. That's just crazy to me. Still, people are there and reacting to it. So yeah, just some new people in there would also be nice at some point, since all of those people are there because I was streaming. But yeah, as you can see, I met so many great people that stick around for years and years to come. So I'm guessing we could always have the possibility for meeting even more such people. You catch your breath. When Adi told me she had held onto your phone just to hear the sound of your voice, I thought it was stupid. But now, the sun is slowly rising and its colors are flooding the landscape. Bare underbrush, a tiny village lost in fog. Oh yeah, tears are just emotion shoes. Raccoon. A tiny village lost in fog, off in the distance. A hilltop sparkling with dew. The view seems alien to you. I wanted to thank you for giving me the opportunity to redeem myself. Thanks. The word disgusts you, but it's too late. Thanks to you, I did something important. I mean, I think. Who knows? Silence. Your head is spinning. You haven't spoken to your brother in years. Well, I mean, he was on his way to kill more people, so right. Well, in a manner of speaking, you grin. And those were probably... Adi is good. She is doing better. Her business is doing well. She doesn't think about you so much anymore. She's seeing someone right now, I think. She doesn't tell me everything. You pause. A truck flies by just meters from you. I thought when it was all over, I thought I would be able to get some decent sleep. Close my eyes and sleep, really sleep, finally. But sleeping is just a break. It doesn't put an end to it. It all starts up again as soon as... A voice cuts you off. Answering the machine. You have reached the maximum time limit, please. You hang up. Your phone feels heavy in your hand. What should you do now? There's a broken fence in front of you, leading to a small footpath in the wood. I mean, we've literally been here already. Doing the same thing. Behind you is the highway leading to sea. I'm gonna get back in the cab. You sigh and retrace your steps. On the other side of the guardrail, you find your overheated cab. The next gas station can't be much further. You slowly turn the key in the ignition. There's got to be something for you out there. To be reached by... Ooh, free roaming, yeah. Wait, so, Sandman... What is that? Okay. Okay, so I do get another choice. That is actually very cool. That you do get to see wrong choices, right choices. So the new game. The Judge, the Sandman. Playtime 8 hours. Damn. We did the Judge in way less. But that was also because I did not know the game yet, so I was just going through it very quickly. Choose the investigation. Okay, surprise investigation. The game will randomly pick an unsolved investigation. So yeah. Slightly more difficult. Okay, so the Sandman was... may feel random at first, but there's a connection. Yet the motives might be hard to find. Dark and twisted case. Slightly more difficult than the others. Well. Choose the difficulty mode. Money will be tighter, the investigation will be harder to solve. Every action will cost more time. For a more challenging experience. The way Nightcall was designed, balanced. I guess that is what we would be going for. A difficult a difficult case, but at least fair. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna do all of that. We're just gonna get shot down or beat down or whatever, then every case starts like that. We need to be involved somehow. And they have to reuse those assets. This time I got slashed, huh? Let me guess, I wake up in the hospital. Here. I mean, they could have definitely made some references if you already had other cases. At least to something as fixed as the beginning, right? Like, beginning and end. Because in the end, we already sat with Bussy and we already solved the case. So that they are all separated feels meh. Meh. I do have to say meh. Because you can still get Fragonaut's story in the free roaming mode, right? That is where, like, that not recognizing stuff feels much more appropriate, I think. Sir, can you hear me? Or do I need to speak up? Okay. Yes, speak up. Is this okay with you? Is my word loud enough? Not so loud. Very well. Does this work for you? Louder, please. Yes, finally. Good. Okay. Sir, you have spent 2 weeks in a coma. The word bounces around in your head. You need a moment to understand its meanings. Coma? The word scratches along your throat. Yes, you were the victim of an assault. The word resonates in your head. Victim. You are aware a serial killer is currently on the loose in Paris, as is every night. Yes, you feel the contents of your stomach crawling up your throat. The killer and the media is calling the Angel of Death stuck a knife in your side. It hit several organs. To be frank, you were in a terrible state when they brought you in, and we were obliged to put you in an induced. Her voice becomes more distant, fades. You taste bile at the back of your mouth. Your head is burning. You hear a whistle in one ear. Your fingers move to your wound. Underneath the bandages, you can feel hard skin. It's incredibly painful. I'm sorry, did they catch the angel? No. What about my passenger? He was dead before you even got out of the cab. The doctor is silent for a second, a very awkward second. She hesitates. The police would like to see you as soon as possible to ask you some questions. Technically, you're the only person to have survived the Angel of Death. Noise in the hallway attracts your attention. You try to turn your head, to no avail. You need to rest. She leaves the room. Her voice resonates in the hallway. I don't care if he's the only witness. He is. The other female voice joins in, a strong, authoritarian one. You can't clearly make up what she is saying. A strange feeling washes over you. It's not pain, not fatigue, some odd combination of the two. Before being in this hospital room, you had never realized that anger was made up of a combination of pain and exhaustion. Anger, a feeling you know all too well. But we don't actually know it that well. Days go by and months later, night one. Well, looks like we got a problem, but I got a game to quit and say, I've got this screen. Yeah, thank you for hanging out. That was the summer stream block, I can say. The summer stream block. My God, have I been becoming weak? Just when I'm not training at all for so long. But okay. Yeah. No, nothing that a little bit of. I literally got resistance bands delivered today. I lost me 2 hours of sleep because I had to get them done. But yeah, finally I can actually train. Next time I'm gonna be bigger. No, that was the stream block for the summer. And yeah, I'm hoping that you guys are doing well, that it was fun for you, and that you had a good time with it. And yeah, like I said, I'm seeing if I can do something a little bit more feasible, a little bit better on my own health, on my mental well-being as well. Because it is a bit stressful for me to do it like this. But I do want to stream. I do want to be there. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what I'll do. But probably there will be some streams without a cam, without anything much going on. Just gameplay, and I will chat with you in chat, if need be. And then it's just like, yeah, okay. You can hang out, watch a game if it interests you. Maybe I'll then bring out the microphone and talk. Maybe not. But like just non-committed, not a schedule, just random streams. Just some random streams in between when I'm feeling like it. So yeah. I hope I'm getting that done. Because I'm finally feeling ready to just play a game here and then sometimes for myself.